Cat Lacrosse squad from mtsport.tv. back here at Bobcat Stadium, beautiful Bozeman, Montana. It's been a wet weekend, or week, I should say, and it's been a very warm first half for the Bobcats, a 9-2 lead over the Bulldogs. Tony Athanasakos, I'm Tom Schultz. Bobcat Lacrosse brought to you in part by Foundant Technologies, supporting charitable organizations with online grant management technology since 2007. The Rocking R Bar, the world-famous Rocking R Bar here in Bozeman, Montana. They've been supporting Bobcat athletics for over 40 years. Erotique, fun, fresh, and healthy in downtown Bozeman, and for over 10 years. Our local KBOZ radio stations, locally owned and operated since 1975, and Montana State University, Mountains and Mines since 1893. Let's look at the scoring in the first half. The Cats got on the board with 11:36 to go, made it 1-0 with Page unassisted.
Yeah, first goal coming with zero angle, and he might have gotten a little piece of the goalie's stick there, but he finds his way into the back of the net.
That was followed up 2 minutes later by Kelly Carroll, the senior from Montana State.
Almost an identically zero-angle shot. Gets another piece of the stick, but still forces his way past.
Lewis Richmond makes it 3-0 at the 8:14 mark.
This one, the defense is just not playing close enough to a shooter, and he finds the upper 90s with a beautiful shot.
Gonzaga gets on the board, makes it 3-1 Zimney.
Finds the inside of the leg, heel, kind of pushes it into the back of the net.
And then before the first quarter was over, here's Mitch Page.
Mitch Page with the short stick against him. He's the matchup he wants. He gets the shot off and a goal.
4-1 Montana State. Cofield.
This is into the unreleasable penalty, so it's the very beginning of it. They want to get a shot early. They find the man running up past GLE, finds the low-angle shot.
From Anderson, 4-2 at that point. But then the Bobcats reel off 5 in a row.
Mitch Page with time and room. He gets plenty of space to wind up his shot.
Richmond,
the top right.
Richmond on the assist. He gets this next goal here.
This is a one-timer, cutting down, gets the check on him, but still pats it right past the keeper on his left side.
6-2 at that point.
Josh Wall with the loose ball, finds the point man, works it down across, and then one more. That's an easy shot right on the doorstep.
Richmond with the finish, 7-2 at that point. Page again.
Fakes the shot, gets the defender turned, gets a step on him, runs and shoots. Too fast for the goalie to see.
4:15 mark, and it's an 8-2 game at that point, and one more here.
Josh Wall again finding the point man. Great move by Alex Brown to roll around the defender. Finds Lewis Richmond on the doorstep once again for the quick shot on the cage.
Page with 3 goals in that first half for Montana State. Richmond with 3 goals as well, along with an assist. Brown, no goals, but he's got a couple assists in this one for the Bobcats. As we get set for the second half, good to have you joining us on mtsport.tv. Once again, I'm Tom Schultz with former All-Conference and honorable mention All-American Tony Athanasakos on the defensive side for Montana State. Good to have you here, Tony.
Thanks, Tom.
Cats will win that face-off. Pugh over LaRocca. Quick shot.
Caught the defense sleeping there.
9-2, the Cats are up. They can score early here. They might suck the wind out of their sails. And Brown, he might have done just that, 10-2.
Yeah, the last shot, he had more time than he thought, and this time he realizes this. Gets past the first defender. Fakes once, and that's enough to get him the space for the shot and the goal.
Alex Brown, his first goal to go along with 2 assists. He's averaging 4.2 points per game. That's the assist from Pugh. Clock's not working. Scoreboard is in favor of Montana State, up by 8 against Gonzaga, a team they beat last year 12-7. But their third straight over the Bulldogs. Bulldogs from Spokane, Washington. As Hunter with the face-off win. Comes down the far sideline. Over the middle.
Yeah.
Score. That's got to feel good for the long stick midi Kalazi.
Absolutely. He's glad he hanged out for a little bit before running to the sideline. Easy goal on the doorstep. It's great to see the defenders getting in there with a goal. They rarely get them.
I think that's actually his first goal. So Colazzi, actually.
Under the lights. Can't get much better than that.
Who was that assisted by? Was that Rizzolo, I believe?
Whoever was at X.
Cats get 2 real quick here. And they're up 11-2, but Gonzaga had some momentum, as I kind of mentioned a little bit in that second quarter when they made it a 4-2 ball game. And were doing what they could do defensively against this high-scoring Montana State offense.
It's tough to go down 9 goals so early in the second half with a bench that you would like to have more people on. It's tough, and the only way they're going to get back into this game is if they're shooting rapidly and backing up all their shots and winning every face-off. You'd really have to play a perfect game to get back into this one.
Errant pass there. That sometimes happens if in these wet conditions.
Absolutely, the humidity plays a lot of tricks on the mesh of the sticks.
Ian Colazzi from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, Mullen High School. First goal as a Montana State Bobcat in his second year. Cats will give it back to Gonzaga. And into the offensive side for Cofield. He's got a goal in that first half along with Zimney. Ben Anderson, their leading scorers, I've mentioned a couple of times, number 3. Blake Greener has just shadowed him this entire contest, and I don't think he's got but 1 shot on goal, if I recall.
It's very tough to get past that kid. He's big, strong, and fast.
That'll be a quick handshake at the end of this one, I'm going to guess. Looking for a cutter. Not there for Jason Knapp. And the Cats will come back with it. Good warm-up ahead of Fort Lewis next week in the semifinal. Conference championships, Friday at 10 a.m. We'll have links to that game here on mtsport.tv. Nice clear. Zalda Petrie gets it to Brown. Rizzolo, he'll finish.
Great job by Duncan to wait for that defender to approach him. That forces the slide. Alex Brown finds Lewis Richmond. And the quick goal. Was that Lewis Richmond?
I thought it was Rizzolo.
That was David Rizzolo.
Brown with a goal, and now he's got 3 assists in this one. Leading scorer for Montana State in the contest. Game-wise, or season-wise, it's the first teamer, Lewis Richmond, with 6.3 points per game. That is offense. Hunter with another win in the face-off. He'll give up to Trey Bartu. And then on comes Robbie Erickson, the freshman from Missoula, Montana.
And an update on that injury for Harris Wester. I do not see him on the sideline.
He was being assisted off. And I'm not, we'd be guessing, but you might go have that knee looked at. Page, nice fake finish over Cameron.
Alex Brown from the side. Skip pass.
Don't think you can give Brown an assist on that. That's
good face dodge.
Yep.
Buries it right over the keeper's head.
Page with his 4th goal. Makes it 13-2, and the Cats are pouring it on. Clock is not working. We're guessing that's right around just under 12, third quarter. I'm not sure if you're Chris Kelly, if you really want to rest a lot of your starters at this point. They're playing well, and they've got some momentum. You might want to just keep it going for a while here.
Yeah, it's definitely, even though conference finals are next week, you want people to stay fresh. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a goalie switch at some point during this fourth quarter. Get Ryan Colesworthy back in cage.
Brambrink is in now, and he hasn't been tested a whole lot. Made a nice play in that first half, diving to get the back up on a shot by Gonzaga.
That's the kind of hustle play that our former goalie, Parker Ferry, would be very proud of. He was always running out of the cage, whether I wanted him to or not.
He's on the practice squad for a professional lacrosse squad out of Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. He went out down to the tryouts and was invited to get the spot on the roster.
Gonzaga, that's Ben Zimney. He's from Seebeck, Washington. 3.5 points per game. He's got a goal in this one. Cofield, stopped by Brambrink.
Great save.
Quick clear to Buckingham.
Buckingham finds a great cutter in the middle.
Colese wanted an assist to go along with his goal in this one.
Great check by Alex Brown.
And that will remain to our left, Montana State. Brown spins away from the defense.
Finds David Rizzolo on the base. That's just a great cut by David Rizzolo. He got 3 people sliding up. There's nobody there to stop him.
Yep. Rizzolo with his second goal.
He's a former hockey player, so he's not afraid to take a shot to get his goal.
I was looking to see who number 6 was. I don't have that one on my card here. So Brown with another assist. About the 11:30 mark. 14-2. And it's been all Montana State here since reeling off 5 in a row. Gonzaga made it 4-2 early in the second quarter. They haven't scored since. Some of that thanks in part to the face-off work of Elliot Hunter.
Yeah, the game can really be dominated at that face-off position. Doesn't allow the other team to get a possession.
There's a good switch for the Bulldogs there. But Jack Pugh keeps his head about him, and Montana State retains possession there. Carroll to Pugh, and they'll reset out top.
And you'd said that Gonzaga had already secured a playoff position?
No. I was talking about Great Falls with the potential to get a playoff position. I'm not sure where Gonzaga sits. They're 3-1 in their league. And I don't know if I printed their league standings.
I would assume that would guarantee them a spot.
There's 2 divisions in that PNCL, North and South, and they're 3-1 in their North Division. Shot by the Cats, backed up by the Bulldogs. Playoffs start next week, all across the nation for the MCLA.
And at this point, the Montana State program is only has eyes for nationals.
They'll have to get past Fort Lewis on Friday, and most likely Metro State on Saturday. Metro State came into Bobcat Stadium last week and outplayed Montana State 15-11. But this is a different looking Cat squad, I'll tell you that. Nice clear.
Can't count
Petrie.
out Colorado School of Mines with their winning record, 5-3 overall with the 2-1 in the division.
You're right about that.
Anything can happen in the playoffs. But
Can't count out Fort Lewis either.
No.
for that matter. They're just under 500.
I'm sure they're playing tough competition to get that record, too. Fort Lewis has always been a program to be feared.
Has had these Cats over the past couple of years. Got into the top 10 for the first time as a program this year. Right now, ranked number 13.
2 trips to nationals in 4 years.
There's a nice effort for Matt Walensky, trying to make something happen for these Bulldogs. Meanwhile, back the other way for the Cats is Pugh. Pugh looks his man off, cuts to the middle, and gives up to Brown. Again, good job, Jack, not forcing the action there. You might want to feel like, hey, it's time for me to get something going.
Great patience, yeah, absolutely. And it's got to be the same for Gonzaga. They by all my guess, they do have a shot in the playoffs, so this game is just got to be about focusing on the fundamentals and not getting too dejected by the score.
Yeah, they've only brought up Baker's dozen from Spokane for this one. Game that was originally scheduled for Saturday. But the Sonny Holland Classic for the football squad is Pugh is on the run, fires, Cats ball, forced them to move this game up, and so that might have hurt their numbers a little bit in this one for Gonzaga, I'm saying. Richmond to Rubenstein. Aaron Rubenstein with his 3rd goal of the year.
Great find by Lewis Richmond, passing over the top of the cage. David Rizzolo thought it was for him, but Rubenstein right behind him with a great overhand shot.
Going to say it's right up about the 9-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. And 15-2, not what I was expecting.
You know, games with Gonzaga have always been pretty close, but I think just coming off those away losses, Montana State definitely has a fire underneath them.
Hunter Elliott.
Great move.
And, and that's what makes him a good face-off man, is he doesn't give up on the ball.
Incredible speed and agility as well. Great call by the referee there.
What'd you see?
The Gonzaga team had possession of the ball, but the closest defender was being screened with a moving screen.
Oh.
And, yeah, great call.
Yeah, that's tough to even see that one or recognize it. Kelly Carroll.
I think it might have been a case where the Gonzaga player didn't know his team had the ball. Thought he was doing the right thing.
And that's a goal for Rizzolo. David's coming on strong 3rd quarter. That's his 3rd in this frame.
Kelly Carroll sees the slide coming towards him, finds the man in the middle. David Rizzolo takes a step, overhand shot, gets it past the keeper.
16-2. Tony, what do you do if you're Gonzaga at this point? Take a timeout?
I think you got to turn into a scrimmage. You got to turn the game off in your head, and you just got to go out there and make sure every possession is played like it's 0-0.
Well, there is a timeout on the field. We'll break away here from Bobcat Stadium for just a moment as the Cats own this one 16-2 with about 8 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Back with more on MTSport.tv. All right, back to live action. We're assuming that was the end of the third quarter as they are facing off here without a goal being scored, if I'm not mistaken. No, I guess it was Rizzolo who did score, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I've got it unofficially at about 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. And another face-off win for Montana State. Kind of hard without that clock, isn't it?
Lose all semblance of time.
And this one, it's a late game at that.
Yeah, we're going to be getting out at 11.
Colazzi in the crease.
Looking for the brace. Should have thrown the behind the back.
Gonzaga will clear. They haven't scored since the 13:30 mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, definitely looking to crack the 5-goal mark.
And like you say, you turn it into a scrimmage. You just play it possession by possession here at this point. Try to make something positive happen for your team.
Yeah, just looking to focus and improve on areas of the game you haven't been so well on. And maintaining possession of the ball is definitely one of them.
Henderson got away briefly from Greener. Looked for a cutter. That ball was knocked away, and Gonzaga will recover the loose ball. That's Zimney, number 22. It's the first time I saw Ben Anderson get some distance on Greener in this contest. Cats have stayed in that spread man-to-man defense, which surprises me a little bit.
Off the cage. Call it Gonzaga ball. Yeah, the man-to-man defense has it's got pros and cons. So the pro would be that it forces the offense to move a lot. So it exhausts the offense, and it forces the Gonzaga players to run one-on-one, which gives more opportunity for the defenders to strip the ball away. But the cons of it would be that you have less backup with your men. Your defense is further stretched out. Although the top defense definitely playing a little lower than the down low defense. And that's just a miscue there by Gonzaga. Scooped up. Great pass.
Scooped up by Buckingham.
Terrific pass by Buckingham.
Going to go to Hunter. One more to Rizzolo. He'll finish. Richmond from Rizzolo, I believe.
Great fast big goal. That was just a great find. Alex Brown finds Lewis Richmond on the back door. He knows he has plenty of time, throws the fake, finishes easy.
Thank you. That was Brown with the assist. And Richmond.
That goal starts from Buckingham. He finds that loose ball, and it's out of his stick as soon as he gets it, and it starts the break.
Cats have been in good position in this contest, both defensively and offensively, and in transition.
It's a huge confidence boost, coming off of those 2 losses. I'm sure that they could have played better, but I know that they gave it their all against those top teams, and definitely a warm-up for playoffs here tonight.
Hunter for a freshman.
He's a force. He could turn into a real game breaker.
Yeah. That's Buckingham.
I think if a defender gets past the restraining line on the offensive side, he can shoot if he wants to.
Well, in a 17-2 game,
some might see it as greedy, but I think guys that spend the majority of their time getting hit with shots, they deserve to take a couple.
Says a former defenseman. That's Brown with the rip.
Great shot. Hits the top of the pipe and goes straight up.
Under 4 minutes, we're assuming, here in the third quarter. Cats do have, they've been substituting liberally here late in the third quarter. Brown Tried to finesse one in.
Great feed over the top there. I think he could have thrown one more fake, but of course hindsight is 20/20.